I'm totally weird. Gavin's Hands. It's time for Gavin's Hands.
Welcome to a new segment called Gavin's Hands. He keeps his hands in motion and his hair full of lotion. True, Gavin's views may be idiotic, but his hands moves, well, they're hypnotic. California Governor Newsom's new podcast is out. It's available wherever fine hair care products are sold. And we couldn't help but notice an unintended delight, his unique hand gestures. Watch this clip with Steve Bannon.
I appreciate the notion of agency, that we're not bystanders in the world. It's decisions, not conditions, that determine our fate and future. And that fundamental notion of agency, I think, is important more broadly. And I think that goes to some of the issues around, victimization. And I see a lot of that, respectively, on the right, increasingly, even with Trump often approaching things from that sort of mindset.
What do you mean? What do you mean for Trump?
I think there's sort of the grievance narrative that comes from Trump. This notion there sort of a victim grievance.
Well, they did.
Let's take a closer look at this with a spot shadow or no spot shadow. What exactly is he trying to say here, huh? Is it a mysterious form of sign language for morons? Is he conveying some secret code to terrorists? Is he signaling the Los Angeles Angels to steal third base? But I'm willing to bet that former Californians recognize those hand signals. They're the motions you make to back up a U-Haul as you flee that failed state and head to Texas. What is... All right, I don't want to pile on here, Dr. Drew, but that's some weird...
It is weird.
Is there a diagnosis?
There's all possibilities here, but he's so used at misdirection. Mm-hmm. He looks like a magician.
Yes.
I'm going to put the...
He's like, what do you call that? Street close magic? Close magic? Yeah.
Yeah, he's like doing misdirection and doing sleight of hand. He's always doing sleight of hand, and now he's literally doing sleight of hand. Yeah. It's crazy watching him do that. Or he was a cheerleader one time at, for some high school at one time.
Tyrus?
What I saw, what it looked to me like he was negotiating with a deaf prostitute. If you go back and watch the tape,
yes,
he literally goes, I want some of this, then you do some of this, and I'll do some of that back to you, and then we'll do this, and then I'll pay you, and then we'll do it again.
True.
And then she kept saying, no. Okay, how about this? You do this one first, then we do this one, then we give a little back and forth. I'll be in the car.
Yes, I think you've done enough this evening. You can take the rest of the week off.
Thank you.
Charlie,
we've all been there, right?
Yes, we have. Yeah, it's noisy in this city.
Yeah.
Charlie, is he talking with his hands, or is this some kind of distraction maneuver?
I think, well, I'm Italian, and I talk with my hands. I'm doing it right now. They have lives of their own. And I have never seen someone, to the extent that Gavin Newsom just spoke with his hands, do anything like that. So, I mean, congratulations, I suppose. Diversion tactic, yes, maybe, because you think if people are so focused on his hands, they're not listening to what he's saying. He doesn't have to pretend to be intelligent at this point.
He's reaching. He's always reaching.
I'm sorry. Every time I look, I just see him going... I'm sorry.
You know, another option it could be, because he's doing the whole rebrand with the podcast and he's trying to...
This one.
See, Dr. Drew sees it now. We can't unsee it.
It is... Maybe he's like trying to do the rebrand so much that he's been delving into the TikTok space, because this also reminds me of the TikTok dances, where they're like, maybe he's like maybe he's been practicing so much that it's almost like he does it in his sleep and he's gonna bust out the dances like we saw during the pandemic.
I just wished I didn't live in California. That's all.
Well, you know what? I think that, like, in his mind, Jamie, he's thinking that, like, this is somehow makes him appear authentic. Yeah. Like, it's like, I'm a real... Look, he's like an animatronic, kind of machine at Disneyland that is trying to... Like, maybe I'll look more real if I do this. And maybe he's malfunctioning. Maybe we've just... It's a malfunction. It's like the machine is telling him to do something, and he's not.
I think you're absolutely right. He reminds me of, like, remember you used to go to the mall at Christmas and the elf would just keep cutting the same wrapping paper?
Yes.
But dude, Tyrus is dead on. He's dead on. I have not negotiated with a deaf prostitute, but this girl wouldn't. She wouldn't
Only
take
a
her
blind one,
earbuds
right?
out. And
Charlie said you only negotiate with a blind one.
oh, that's true too. Anyway, wow. I didn't laugh just because of the truth. Then went with it. No, I'm gonna go the other way. I appreciate Gavin Newsom trying to fend off that invisible attacker and still doing the podcast.
Yes.
I thought that was very impressive. I actually have a friend who is hard of hearing, and I said, "Would you mind telling me like what he was saying?" And I don't remember. She said he was saying, patty cake, baker's man, bake me cake as fast as you."
He also reminds me of a Sesame Street character where the hands are being operated by somebody
Yeah.
else.
Yes,
It's almost
yes.
like the face
It's
and the
almost like
hands
he's
are.
a puppet.
Yeah.
But then who is the puppeteer?
Or
Yeah.
he's negotiating with the deaf prostitute.
Yeah,
Let's just stick with that.
Yeah.
more likely.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we solved that mystery.